Farewell and adieu, you fair Spanish ladies. Farewell and adieu, you ladies of Spain. We just received orders to sail for New England, and we very soon hope to see you again.
And we'll rant and we'll roar like true Yankee women. We'll rant and we'll roar on deck and below until we sight gay head above Martha's Vineyard. Straight up the channel to the Bedford we'll go.
Now we hove our ship to. We're doing that southwest, boys. We hove our ship to. For to make soundings clear at 55 fathoms on the fine sunny bottom. We filled our main topsail for home we did steer.
And we'll rant and we'll roar like true Yankee women. We'll rant and we'll roar on deck and below until we sight gay head above Martha's Vineyard. Straight up the channel to the Bedford we'll go.
Now let everyone here drink up a full bumper. Let everyone here drink up a full bowl and laugh and be jolly, and we'll banish melancholy, saying here's to the health of all good-hearted souls.
And we'll rant and we'll roar like true Yankee women. We'll rant and we'll roar on deck and below until we sight gay head above Martha's Vineyard. Straight up the channel to the Bedford we'll go. And we'll rant and we'll roar like true Yankee women. We'll rant and we'll roar on deck and below until we sight gay head above Martha's Vineyard. Straight up the channel to the Bedford we'll go.
Good evening, everybody. Time to get your Irish up.
Or whatever else you got.
Hey, boys, I'll give you 4 down. I'd like to welcome you to Piper's Opera House. We are the Black Irish Band. So glad you showed up here on May 20th. It's a good day indeed. The first song we performed for you was Spanish Lady. It's an old British sea shanty that the Yankee whalermen took over in the 1840s, and they changed the words. And the second song we did was Gary Owen, which originated in a small suburb of Limerick, Ireland, where we played this summer on the radio. And you probably have heard that song many times. Right now we're going to do our first original song of the evening, and I wrote this. Now you think about immigrants that came to California and Nevada in the old days. Some of them were right off the boat. Those that would take the overland stage, it was a long journey, as Mark Twain would tell you. Those that were braver would go around the stormy seas. And during the height of the gold rush, it was around 1850-51, all these unsuspected miners would end up in San Francisco. San Francisco before the gold rush was just a sleepy Yerba Buena harbor. A couple of Yankee trade ships would be there, some pueblos, some missionaries, Native Americans. Not a lot going on. And then when James Marshall discovered gold in the American River, the word traveled over a year and people came from all over the world. They came from Chile, China, from Ireland like my ancestors, to strike it rich. Well, those unlucky sorts that came a year or two after the gold rush was spoken about, most of the gold claims were played out. And so these unsuspecting miners would end up in San Francisco. There they would end up with all their money, all their possessions from Ireland, and they would, first of all, go probably to the gambling houses, known as the famous Barbary Coast of San Francisco, where there was prostitution, lots of drinking and gambling. And if a miner wasn't careful...
There was bad stuff, too. Yeah.
He could lose everything overnight, which is where we got the term, he got naked as a jaybird, which means he lost all his money. So now he had to face the night without a penny in his pocket, trying to figure out how he was going to get to the gold fields. Ah, damn that town of Frisco. The title of my song, The Poor Immigrant. Lost everything, goes home naked as a jaybird. Don't jump too high. Ready, boys? 1, 2, 3, 4! To all you Hellenic miners who brave the stormy seas, arrived in San Francisco, get cut down a journey. All you Johnny Linkeys, your battery is called. Better pack your bags up before they take it all. The hell of you, old Frisco, and all your lying cheats. You stole away me money and you left me on the streets. And now I've no provisions to help me fight my goal. Naked as a jaybird and walking down the road. Hey, he's naked as a jaybird and walking down the road. There's ships out in the harbor from every port of call, abandoned by the sailors, they gone and left them all. The smart ones took the rivers, the dumb ones stayed behind. Makes me a jackass, I'm the latter kind. The hell of you, old Frisco, and all your lying cheats. You stole away me money and you left me on the streets. And now I've no provision to help me find my gold. Naked as a jaybird and walking down the road. Hey, he's naked as a jaybird and walking down the road. Michael! On the streets, and now I've no provisions to help me find my gold. Naked as a jaybird and walking down the road. Hey, he's naked as a jaybird and walking down the road. There's whores on every corners and gamblers on the streets. There's ladies of the evening that can make you feel complete. Beware them handsome mollies, some treat you like a clown. They're there to take your money and then they'll knock it out. Knock it out, knock it down, they'll knock it down, knock it down. They're there to take your money and then they'll knock it down. And hell with you, old Frisco, and all your lying cheats. You stole away me money and you left me on the streets. And now I've no provision to help me find my gold. Naked as a jaybird and walking down the road. Hey, he's naked as a jaybird and walking down the road. Hey! Now, if somebody there at the bartender could bring us up a couple of whiskeys for this next song. We need to demonstrate this next song, and we need the authentic libation. So if you have a wee bit of the Jamesons, we'll have it here. But while we're waiting for that, I understand somebody had a birthday the other day. Is that Terry out there in the audience? Where's Terry? Terry Boyle, it's your birthday. Let's sing Terry a happy birthday while we're waiting for our first whiskey. To Terry from Winnemucca. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Terry. Happy birthday to you. Our friend Terry Boyle from Winnemucca. This man has housed the band many a time. See you, Terry. A good Irishman, too. There's the whiskey. We're waiting for that whiskey to get up there, so we can do that next song. Well, we might have to go with it. You got the whiskey. All right, Jimmy, give us another shanty.
Now whiskey is the life of man, has always been since time began. Oh, whiskey, oh, Johnny, oh, rise her up from down below. Whiskey, 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 oh, up and up the shore must go. Rise her up from down below.
There we go, folks.
Now you can sing that along. If you don't get all the words, just remember there's a lot of whiskey, oh, whiskey, 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 oh.
When you get whiskey, you got about 90% of the song. Just don't spell the trade, Nika. Everyone give her a hand. Hey, bring those whiskeys back.
Now, where was I?
Where's the marshal of his town?
I drink it hot and I drink it cold.
I just drink it.
I drink it young and I drink it old. Oh, whiskey, oh, Johnny, oh, lines her up from down below. Whiskey, 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 oh, up and up the sharpest go. Rise her up from down below. Now whiskey from an old tin can and a bottle full for the shanty man. That's me. Oh, whiskey, oh, Johnny, oh, rise her up from down below. Whiskey, 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 oh, up and up the sharpest go. Rise her up from down below. Now whiskey made me pawn me clothes. Now whiskey give me a broken nose. Oh, whiskey, oh, Johnny, oh, rise her up from down below. Whiskey, 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 oh, up and up the sharpest go. Rise her up from down below. Now when whiskey gets too near me nose,
Don't do it.
I open me mouth. And down
This is
she
dangerous.
goes.
He's 76 years old. Not bad for a 76-year-old. By the way, it was just his birthday last week.
Whiskey, oh, Johnny, oh, rise her up from down below. Whiskey, 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 oh, up and up the shot must go. Rise her up from down below. You know, working on board a ship gets mighty old.
Oh, yeah, it does.
I think I'll go up to them mountains and try to dig me some of that gold. Oh, whiskey, oh, Johnny, oh, rise her up from down below. Whiskey, 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 oh, up and up the shot must go. Rise her up from down below.
Well, I've been waiting a lifetime to perform this song in this location because I wrote this song for Virginia City. And we performed it all over California. And we played it in Ireland and other places, but I never got to play it here. And it means a lot because it was written about the silver miners who worked in the Comstock. A lot of people know that, of course, Comstock was an Englishman, I do believe. But there was four Irishmen that got here and really shook the town up, I believe. And they hired a lot of Irish miners. And if you know anything about the silver miners, as I said in the beginning of the program, I talked a little bit about the gold miners that came to California. The silver boom here in the late 1860s, after the time of pretty much the Civil War, things are starting to cook here in Aurora and Bodie and Masonic and places. So silver miners came here, they need laborers. It was right after the Transcontinental Railroad, so there were a lot of Irish immigrants that didn't want to go to the East Coast. They came here to the Comstock to strike it rich. A lot of them, though, worked the down and dirty jobs, loaded every day down into the tunnels and worked the mines. And you'd be lucky if you made it to 30 years old. You just go across the cemetery and you can see the ages of these miners. You'll see that they immigrated from all over the world, but a lot of them are Irish Catholic, and they're buried there in a cemetery. And this song is called Give Us All Your Whiskey. And it's about Sunday for Irish miners in Virginia City, the one day they had off, where they'd go in these saloons and brothels and try to enjoy their short lives. And that's what the song is about. The camaraderie of silver miners on a Sunday afternoon. You wouldn't see the Scots or the Welsh or the Cornish because they were at church. But the Irish, more than likely, good Catholics, are going to be in the saloons and brothels. And simply the song is called Give Us All Your Whiskey. There's 4 parts of the song. And if you know the words, sing along, and if you don't know the words, you'll know them by the end of the song. Mazel tov. Give us all your whiskey for Virginia City, Nevada. Found home here. Ready, boys? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Down in the mines we worked the silver rod. We loaded in the bucket and we slammed the iron down. Then up through the skyline at closing of the day, roaring in this town, you can hear us miners say, and get us all your whiskey, go heavy on the pour, for we be Irish miners, the lights you'll see no more. Give up your bloody cigars, we'll take Prince Albert too, to celebrate the evening, it's the least that we can do. Very well, good friends, our lives will last forever. Very well, good friend, bring up until the end. Well, down in the darkness, we're waiting for our pay. To make the owners rich, we toil our lives away. So goodbye, dear old Molly, farewell the Comstock too. Beware those wooden boxes, they're waiting there for you. And give us all your whiskey, go heavy on the pour, for we be Irish miners, the lights will see no more. Give up your bloody cigars, we'll take Prince Albert too, to celebrate the evening, it's the least that we can do. Fairly well, good friends, our lives will last forever. Fairly well, good friends, drink up until the end. Fairly well, good friends, our lives will last. They'll never last forever. Fairly well, good drink up till the end. Drink up until the end. And get us all your whiskey, go heavy on the pour, for we be Irish miners, the lights will see no more. Give up your bloody cigars, we'll take Prince Albert too, to celebrate the evening, that's the least that we can do.
Well, since we're the Black Irish Band, during the night we'll explain a little bit about each of ourselves here. And right now we're going to do a couple Irish tunes for you. We're going to start with Jimmy on Roddy McCorley. We're going to switch it over. We do a lot of Irish music, as you know, with the name Black Irish. This story is called Roddy McCorley. It's an old ballad. It goes back to the 1700s. If you know anything about the turbulent history of Ireland, you know that the English started coming to Ireland around 1070 or so AD, and they were invited actually to Ireland by an English, actually an Irish lord asked for an English knight to come there, and named Strongbow, and they never left. They'd say, hey, let's come to our party, we need your help to overthrow, I think his name was McDermott, or McMurrow, I think was his name. He said to the English, Strongbow, can you come over and bring me some soldiers, some archers, and some knights, and I need to overthrow this other guy who's been bugging me. So there they were in the 1070s, they came there, and they just never left. It's kind of like cockroaches, you can't get rid of them, you know? So these turbulent things would take place where the Irish throughout history over and over and over again until later, like modern time, 1940s or so, Ireland would be a free country, republic. So there were all these skirmishes and battles between what we call the Irish Republican, the IRA and such, and they're always eulogizing these songs. And this is one of the older battles that took place with Roddy McCorley, who was a ringleader of Irish protesters in the northern part of Ireland, in Antrim. And he led these farmers with pitchforks and shovels and whatever you have against the English regulars. Unfortunately, they were suppressed by the English army, and he was the ringleader, Roddy McCorley, and sure enough, he was hung at the Bridge of Tuam. And later on, we'll explain about that chandelier. Okay, so Roddy McCorley, a ballad about a brave Irishman.
A patriotic ballad for Ireland. The events take place about the same time as the American Revolutionary War.
There you go. Sing along in the words. I think sing along with it.
With faces wan from the farmstead and from the fisher's cut along the banks of the Bann. They come with vengeance in their eye. Too late are they.
Young Roddy McCorley goes to die on the bridge of Tuam today.
In other words, sing along.
Now when he first stepped up that street with the shining pipe in hand, behind him marched in grim array that stalwart earnest band. For Antrim town, he lived and turned a prey.
While young Roddy McCorley goes to die on the bridge of Tuam today.
Now there never was one of all your men more bravely died in the fray than the one who marches to his fate on the bridge of Tuam today. True to the last, he treads the upward way.
Like young Roddy McCorley goes to die on the bridge of Tuam today.
Give it out. Generally, we dance rather than march. So.
Right now we're going to do a modern Irish ballad. The Black Irish Band, we've been together 34 years, and we finally took our first tour to Ireland this last summer. And this was not the most popular tune that we played. It was like number 2. Wherever we go, up in Donegal, we were down to Sligo, down to Kerry. Everybody wanted us to play Country Roads by John Denver. You can't make this up. No, it was the most popular song. But number 2 was actually written by an American contemporary composer named Steve Earle, who's known for Copperhead Road. And it's interesting that this song has become the anthem of Galway, Ireland. Do we have any folks out there from Galway? Anybody out there in the audience from Galway? A few Galwayans? All right, well, you know this song by Steve Earle, an American who wrote this song about a one-night stand with this beautiful Irish woman, a Galway girl, and she was definitely Black Irish, because Black Irish means Spanish and Irish. At least that's what historians say. And when I was in Ireland in the 20s, I remember there was a pub at Westport in Mayo. There was this girl that came in the pub every night. She was the Black Irish girl. She had that long, dark black hair, fair skin, and blue eyes. I mean, there's the Black Irish. And this is what Steve Earle was talking about.
So
Yeah.
I got a question. So
Yes, sir.
There's one person from Galway here, right? Is there anybody who knows anybody from Galway here?
I lived in Westport. But I did go to Galway because there's some good sessions in Galway for sure.
Absolutely.
Anyways, American wrote this Galway Girl, and we're going to do it. This is our version of it. A lot of Irish bands do it, and we do it too. Written by Steve Earle about that beautiful one-night stand between probably an American with that beautiful Black Irish girl. I took a stroll down the old long walk the other day. I met a little girl and we started to talk on a salty promenade. And I'll ask you, friend, what's a fella to do if her hair was black and her eyes are blue? I knew right then I'd give it a whirl. I gave my heart to a Galway girl. Boys, you're halfway there when the rain came down the other day. She invited me to her flat downtown on a fine soft day. And I asked you, friend, what's a fella to do if her hair was black and her eyes were blue? I took her hand, I would give it a twirl. I gave my heart to a Galway girl. Boy, when I woke up, I was all alone, with a broken heart and a ticket home. On everything this. Well, I asked you, friend, what the fella do if her hair was black and her eyes were blue? I've been around this great big world. I've never seen nothing like a Galway girl. Come on, boy. We're going to feature first, who's this gentleman who just turned 76-year-old the other day? James D. Nelson. James, tell us a little bit about where you're from, young man.
Well, I was born back in Iowa, back in Marshalltown, Iowa. Anybody ever been to Marshalltown, Iowa? Never mind. It's okay. Anyway. Anybody know anybody from Marshalltown? Never mind. And came to California and went to San Francisco. And,
The banjo on your knee?
Came to San Francisco and used to see psychedelic bands. Some of them started in Virginia City, of course, with the Red Dog Saloon.
The Jefferson Airplane, right?
But I've always been a folk singer, so.
And right now we're going to celebrate, just last month we were invited by the Carson City Chamber of Commerce to put on, the Visitors Bureau actually, put on a great event called Mark Twain Days. It was the first annual. They did okay with it. Not bad. Good job for them. So we had to go in and do a little research and found out through, by the way, where I'm from, living now just a little north of me, today they're celebrating the celebrated Jumping Frogs of Calaveras County, a little south of Angels Camp from the Goldfields there. And Mark Twain, of course, he grew up many years ago. I believe he was from Florida, I believe I call Florida, Missouri. Then he moved to Hannibal. Mark Twain lived an amazing life. I mean, he was a steamboat captain. He spent one day in as a Confederate soldiers, I believe. And then he hightailed it out with his brother all the way to Carson City on overland stage to Carson City, which is just kind of a little dust bowl. And then eventually he'd get into writing for several newspapers. He'd write really good stories. And in his memoirs, he said he had a couple favorite tunes. And so we just simply call this Mark Twain's melodies. These are songs that Mark Twain would get up and dance with this beautiful women out there because he loved the ladies. You want to get out and dance? This is the one because this is from Mark Twain's time period. And some of these songs are very familiar to you. And what's kind of cool about the way we're playing them right now, there's my whiskey. Thank you. Thank you for the whiskey. The more we drink, the better we sound to ourselves.
Now you guys need to start drinking with some whiskey.
Much better. Kim from the railway station is Kim here tonight? Oh, you're a good, I remember you. Oh, yeah, Jim's been talking about it. So good to see you back. Yes, indeed. Thank you for the whiskeys again. Sláinte.
I'm going to Dingle and Donegal because of you.
Oh, Donegal's my hometown. Donegal, I love Donegal.
Days I will be there.
Oh, indeed. To your folks in Donegal, Sláinte.
Visit Funny the Dolphin. This dolphin has been there for like a million years.
Okay, we're going to do some songs now.
Where was I?
These songs must have been heard in this opera hall many times.
See, once I start drinking, you don't know what happens. But what I was trying to say is, what's neat about this, I think, is we're performing it on time period instruments. This instrument is called the melodeon, and these were popular during the 1850s. So during Mark Twain's time, you start to hear these in melodeon halls. Then, of course, the banjo's been around from Africa. It was used in minstrel shows, and the fiddle, the bass, as well as the whistle. So you're getting a real taste of authentic music from the 1860s, the time Mark Twain was here. Mark Twain melodies, and this is for you, young lady.
So, it's a little dance medley of melodies.
All right.
Yeah, you can see those shots of whiskey.
From New York City, the latest dance craze from New York City.
We see some polka out there. Come on. Look,
We're doing
bar line is empty. Grab yourself.
Ready? On
a
four.
drink, and there you go.
Okay, enough talking.
Ready?
1,
2, 3, 4.
banjo on my knee. I'm going to Louisiana, my true love for the sea. It rained so hard the day I let go that the ridge was dry. What's so hard I throat to get Susanna, don't you cry.
Oh, Susanna, won't you cry for me? Because from Alabama, we'll let you on my knee.
I had a dream the other night when everything was still. I dreamed I saw the dandelion tears rolling down the hill. Up the creek was in my head, teardrop in her eye. I said I'm coming from the south to that I don't cry.
Oh, Susanna, won't you cry for me? Because from Alabama, we'll let you on my knee.
Now I come from San Francisco with the washboard on my knee. I'm going to the mountains that go right for the sea. I'll make the mountains down me, boys. I'll get them rivers dry. I'll come back with the nuggets to California.
Oh, California, that's a place for me. I come from San Francisco with